Good afternoon and welcome to another edition of the Daily Fix. I am your usual host and presenter, Advocate Tudo Hoyani. Remember in my last episode, which was made a short while ago, I promised that we'll be serializing that report by the forensics investigators that I was talking about, Kapadima Forensics. We'll do that in the evening. But in the interim, I want us to focus on something here. Under cross-examination in court by Advocate Ngomezulu, Gininda considered that he had failed to get a J50 warrant of arrest for Kelly Kumalo. How he failed to do that? How do you get a J50 warrant of arrest? You get a J50 warrant of arrest by applying for a J50 warrant of arrest. And the burden is on the person applying for the J50 warrant of arrest to convince the magistrate before whom it is being applied for that there is a reasonable, or that he or she has, some reasonable evidence in his or her possession that warrants an arrest. In other words, prima facie or on the face of it, there is evidence of the commission of a crime. The magistrate also peruse this and issue the J50 if convinced. But in this case, it looks like it failed. Gininda failed to get this. How did it fail? Gininda doesn't really tell us how it failed. How did he not have the warrant of the warrant of arrest against Kelly Kumalo effected? Because that is the evidence that he had. The man owes us an explanation. You can't just in a wishy-washy manner say, well, I applied for the warrant of arrest and it was never issued to me, a decision was made. We need an explanation. Look, Gininda, you are a senior policeman. You are undertaking an investigation. You identify a suspect. Not only a suspect, but what you tell us is the mastermind. Now, how do you fail to get a warrant of arrest for the mastermind who is at the center of everything? How then do you apply for a warrant of arrest for the foot soldiers when you have failed to apply for a warrant for the mastermind? What is going on here? We cannot just leave it to Gininda and company. We need explanations. Now, what is interesting is that Kelly is reported to have now rubbishing what Gininda is saying. He says they just failed. Just laughs in Gininda's face and said, well, they tried it. They failed. Actually rubbishing Gininda's attempts to try and get her arrested. So in all fairness, the approach here is not to be anti Kumalo. I'm not anti the Kumalo family. Wherever Kelly comes up to explain whatever she wants to explain, like this social media, social media platform where she was talking from, we will always bring up issues from both sides, whether it's Kelly Kumalo or anybody else, so that we give you a balanced picture of what is going on. But what I'm trying to say here is what Gininda says was a possible suspect in terms of 375, laughing in the face of Gininda that, Gininda, you can go, wherever you like, you can go hang. I mean, you never succeeded to get me arrested. And in all fairness, well, she's entitled to that because she believes in her innocence. But on this channel, on this YouTube channel, we only believe in what the evidence discloses. But in all fairness, we'll bring you, both sides of the story. That is what justice is all about. That is what justice is all about. And for as long as justice points in the direction of 375, we'll go there. If it points otherwise, or it points in some other direction, we'll take that direction. We are not committed to any position at all costs. What drives us to any conclusion is the evidence. We are simply taken there by the evidence. And if the evidence, is wishy-washy and is not convincing, I will take it up and peruse this evidence and tear it, like a shredding machine. I'll just get it shredded for what it is worth. So there you have it. Gininda Kelu Kumalo says, you can go hang, you know. You never succeeded to arrest me. What is going on here? But let me just round up by saying the evening edition is coming. A promise I make is a promise I keep. In the evening, we start serializing that forensic investigations report and see what it has got for us. That would be very interesting. Please stay tuned to the Daily Fix. I will, as much as possible, endeavor to bring these things to your attention and bundle them. I'm not going to indulge in legal speak here. I'm not just talking to other lawyers. My viewers are not lawyers, and they don't have to be lawyers. But I owe them to explain things in such a manner that I unravel and break them down for them, so that I carry them along. Because you see, if I want to rant and rave legalistically here without anybody, following what I'm saying, I might as well close shop. This is about you. Justice is for the public. It is about the public. It is not for individuals. This thing I've always said, this initiative is not about me. Right? It is about Senzo Meyiwa. So focus away from me and let us focus on the issues. Next episode, we start unraveling that forensic report. I promise you. And there's a lot going on there. So stay tuned. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching. Please watch and subscribe. You watch, you subscribe. Let us turn those subscriptions figures around and have viewers, turning into subscribers. It's easy. It's easy. Why don't you do it? I always say it is the right thing to do. Have a pleasant afternoon.